everybody, we have found the worst take on the internet presented to you by the creative director at Google Stadia. This kinda shows that Google Stadia does not understand the internet. Streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they used music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they are streaming games they didn't pay for as well. Well, first of all, you what, mate? I definitely paid for my game. It is all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. The real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use. Just so you know, if you are streaming to 5 viewers or more, you have more viewers than 95% of all Twitch. If you have about 10 viewers, maybe 5 subscriptions, you'll be netting like, what, $30 a month? This guy wants to go ahead and get a commercial license in order to, stream some video games with your friends. If this was enforced at any point, I would rather stop buying video games, honestly. Then he kind of doubles down on his take as well. Amazing to me that people are upset at someone saying that the creators of content should be allowed to make some of the money from other people using their content for profit. I am using your content to have a good time. Actually, I am not using your content because I am not a Google Stadia. And that's never gonna change, especially with people like you at the helm. I am using my PC to play PC games. Now, gaming is kinda a transformative medium. Not every playthrough will be the same. By not being able to play the game yourself, you are losing quite a lot of the fun that comes with playing a game, but you're getting the other version of fun, which is to hear somebody else comment on said game and express their opinions and or roleplay as they are playing. The reactions make for half the fun. Hence why gaming streaming became a thing. But we can't expect people working on Stadia, of all things, to understand these things, can we? Well, that's one way to get Stadia trending. Because yes, if you can say, Alex Hutchinson had a take so bad that it got Stadia trending. That's just how bad that take was. And if you scroll through, all of this is people saying that it's a very, very bad take, which I don't blame them. Stadia's creative director having a meltdown about how streamers are stealing from publishers and how they need to pay them licensing fees is proof that there's something in Silicon Valley's water supply that strips you of all empathy and intellect. And I am very much on that side of that person. Thankfully, the whole of the internet is laughing at this. Now, it is important to note that legally, if you make a video game, you do have the right to stop people from streaming said game, let's playing, or posting footage on it. In fact, Konami does it all the time. Rockstar does it sometime. I know of quite a few video games that I would need to avoid unless I want to have audio-visual content copyrighted. Some video games will take away your monetization, mostly the record labels, which I don't mind that much, but when developer goes slightly crazy and starts, instead of taking away your monetization, trying to pull videos down and giving strikes onto your social media accounts, that's when you really get into some real problems. Therefore, there are games that I will never play for that exact reason. So if you're a developer and you're doing that, the only outcome is that we're never gonna play your game. It's perfectly fine. You don't want us playing your game, you don't want us to enjoy your game with a huge audience. I have nothing against what allowing you that choice by just not playing the game. Honestly, if you want your game to never be streamed or let's played, please disclose that publicly, because people would really love to know that instead of just like receiving a strike on their livelihood. It's very easy to take people's livelihoods away, okay? Instead of doing that, just say it. Just say it that you don't want that, and gladly not do it. We're just not gonna buy your game. That's the exchange. The exchange is less sales for the integrity of not having footage of your game online. That is the only exchange that you need to make, honestly. Perfectly fine. It is not fine to make statements like these, though. It is not fine to say that, oh, people have to buy a creative license and that they shouldn't be doing this because it is somehow morally wrong and somehow making money off the shoulders of other people's creativity. Well, that's the kind of bad take. That's a really, really bad take. A really, really bad take. Especially considering with how non-profitable it is the industry of playing video games, and how transformative that format is, and the fact that if a bigger streamer, kind of streamer that could afford to pay you a license, not the kind of streamer like me, or more than 95% of all streamers, for God's sakes, kind of streamer that could afford buy a license, a public license, commercial license to play your game, that they're kind of providing you free advertisement by playing your game, which is why deals with big streamers are a thing. You want your game to be seen. It's like a commercial. It gets your game seen, and people looking at it might be invested and buy it for themselves. You are telling these people that they would need to pay you a commercial license. That is a great way of just not having people stream your game. But once again, if the point is so that people don't stream your game, just tell people to never stream your game, and all will be cheeky breeky. Nobody's gonna stream your game. Trust me. If you don't want attention, you don't want these players. Don't want players, actually. That is perfectly fine. That is your art and your choice to make. So, yeah. One way of getting Stadia trending, folks. So what do you think? What do you think about this take? I would love to hear your opinions on it, honestly. And thank you so much for watching. This has been today's gaming news coming to you live from Twitter. If you like my content, please subscribe. And see you the next time. Toodaloo.